It's 3 a.m. You're in a helium headspace. It's Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. Car Wash premiered on this day in 1976, directed by Michael Schultz. It stars Franklin Ajayi, George Carlin, Professor Erwin Corwey, Antonian Fargas, Jack Heroe, Clarence Muse, Lorraine Gary, the Pointer Sisters, Richard Pryor, and Bill Duke, who, as Dwayne, says, "If you are watching this in the future, know that time has had its way with us, and that we knew it would, and it will with you. There is no escaping this. In a strange way, it's what makes life so beautiful and strange, that nothing alive stays the same." It has made $14 million over its lifetime. Born today in 1969, Spike Jonze is an American filmmaker known for exploring how identity and emotion interact with technology and imagination. Starting in BMX and skate culture photography, he built his visual language through music videos before directing his first feature, Being John Malkovich. His later film, Her, expanded that theme, using a man's relationship with an operating system to question what makes human connection real. Across his work, Jonze turns abstract feelings into tangible, cinematic worlds that reflect the confusion and strange tenderness of modern life. Born today in 1943, Jan de Bont is a Dutch cinematographer turned Hollywood blockbuster director whose defining move was bringing a handheld, reality-first style from shoots like Die Hard to his breakout directing debut Speed and the effects-heavy yet insistently practical Twister. His through line is simple. The camera should feel like a participant, and the world should read as real, which is why he favored location shooting, practical stunts, and actors reacting to actual wind, rain, and debris rather than placeholders. That philosophy, carried from Die Hard's on-location mayhem to Twister's fieldwork, made his action feel immediate and real without star worship or digital gloss. Jan de Bont once said, "You can't have an ego. You can only make a movie as a team." Born today in 1913 in Budapest, Robert Capa became the defining combat photographer of the 20th century. His legacy is anchored to D-Day, when he landed with the first assault waves at Omaha Beach and made the blurred, close-quarters pictures later known as the Magnificent 11. Most of those negatives were reportedly lost in a Life Lab mishap. The few surviving frames captured the panic, risk, and proximity that Capa believed good pictures required. He later co-founded Magnum Photos in 1947 to give photographers control over their work, and he died on assignment in Indochina on May 25, 1954, after stepping on a landmine. Robert Capa once said, "If your pictures aren't good enough, you aren't close enough." Raghubir Singh was born today in 1942 in Jaipur, India, and became one of the foremost pioneers of color photography and modern documentary work. His central pursuit was to show India not through the lens of poverty or exoticism, but as a civilization vibrant with life, complexity, and visual harmony. Singh's use of color was not aesthetic excess, it was a statement of authenticity. In books such as River of Color and The Ganges, he used Kodachrome film to explore the pulse of Indian streets, the chaos of markets, and the spiritual weight of landscapes with a painter's sense of composition. His work balanced the spontaneity of Cartier-Bresson's decisive moment with an Eastern understanding of layered space, foreground and background coexisting without hierarchy. Until his death in 1999, Singh argued that India could only truthfully be captured in color because color itself was intrinsic to its culture and daily life. Raghubir Singh once said, "Taking pictures is like panning for gold. You do it again, and sometimes you find a nugget." Today marks the birth of Swami Rama Tirtha in Punjab in 1873, a mathematician turned monk who built his public life around one simple theme, practical Vedanta, the insistence that spiritual truth must be lived, not merely read. After lecturing in mathematics at Foreman Christian College in Lahore, he renounced academic life and carried this message across India, the United States, and Japan in 1902 through 1904, using plain images and candid talks to argue that divinity is an experienced fact, summarized in his signature poem, "I Am That." He died young on the 17th of October of 1906, but his books, especially In Woods of God Realization and Reported Talks, kept that direct program alive. Discover the self, act from it, and measure doctrines only by the clarity and courage they produce in daily life. Swami Rama Tirtha once said, "Truth is your birthright. Assert it, and be master of the universe." Born today in 1314 in Hamadan, Iran, Mir Sayyid Ali Hamadani was a Persian Sufi scholar, poet, and traveler whose life's work helped shape the spiritual and cultural foundations of Kashmir. Known as Shah-e-Hamadan, or the King of Hamadan, he belonged to the Kubrawiya order of Sufism and is credited with spreading Islam in Kashmir through lecturing rather than conquest. His most enduring contribution was blending faith with social ethics. He discouraged craftsmanship, trade, and the dignity of work alongside devotion. His treatise Zakharat ul-Muluk, or Treasure of Kings, guided rulers toward just governance rooted in moral discipline. By the time of his death in 1384 in Kunar, Afghanistan, Hamadani had not only established a network of disciples, but also left behind a spiritual legacy that tied art, industry, and piety together as the marks of a well-ordered society. Mir Hamadani once wrote, "Knowledge without action is madness, and action without knowledge is vanity." Franz Liszt was born today in 1811 in Rating, then part of the Austrian Empire. A virtuoso pianist and composer, Liszt's brilliance on stage was matched by his deep compassion off it. He was known for performing countless charity concerts throughout Europe, often refusing payment and donating his earnings to causes that aided the poor, supported music education, or rebuilt churches and hospitals. His generosity was not performative, but rooted in a sincere belief that art should serve humanity. In an age when musicians often struggled for patronage, Liszt stood apart as one who used his fame to ease the suffering of others. His philanthropy, as much as his compositions, secured his place as one of the great humanists of the Romantic era. Franz Liszt once said, "Life is only a long and bitter suicide, and faith alone can transform this suicide into a sacrifice." Born today in 1844 in Paris, Sarah Bernhardt became one of the most celebrated actresses of the 19th and early 20th centuries, known as the Divine Sarah. She trained at the Conservatoire de Paris and began her stage career at the Comédie Française, later gaining international fame for her commanding performances in roles such as Phèdre, Hamlet, and Marguerite Gautier. Bernhardt was among the first actors to embrace the new medium of film, appearing in silent movies when theater still dominated high art. Her career was marked by bold independence. She toured the world, managed her own theater, and even performed after losing a leg to amputation. Through her fierce dedication to her craft and her public persona of passion and defiance, Bernhardt transformed acting from mere performance into an expression of individuality and artistry that influenced generations to come. We ought to hate very rarely, as it is too fatiguing. Remain indifferent to a great deal, forgive often, and never forget. Today's poem is by Robert Frost and was published in 1923. It's called "Nothing Gold Can Stay." Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. And those are some of the things we humans have done over the years. Do good work, smile more, and please follow our work.